Hi everyone, I am Ms. Macedo. Welcome to our lesson. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about setting. Are you ready? Let's get started. What is setting? Setting is the time and place a story happens. Before we move on, we are going to look at story elements. Story elements are the pieces or ingredients that, when put together, make up a narrative story. Identifying and remembering story elements will help you understand a story better. There are four main story elements, and they are characters, setting, problem, and solution. In today's lesson, we are going to focus in one of the four elements. We are going to focus on setting, which is when and where the story takes place. Let's move on. Setting. Setting is when and where a story takes place. For example, this is an image of Disneyland. The setting in this image is Disneyland. Remember, setting is where or when. The setting helps build background and creates image in the mind. When you are reading a piece of writing and the author describes a setting, you will start to create an image in your mind. Setting details can describe, the details in setting can describe time of day, time of year. Example, it was 9 o'clock on a rainy day. So the setting here is 9 o'clock and in a rainy day. So when you read this, you can start creating this image of a rainy day in your mind. A setting also can describe a time in history. For example, this image shows the war. So the setting here is the war. So it doesn't have to be about now. It can also be, a setting can be about a time in history. Setting details can describe scenery, weather, and location. Example, it is snowing in Central Park. Here, the setting is Central Park, is a place, is a location, and you can see that this is snowing. A good setting helps the reader visualize the places in the story. A good author includes description of the setting using the five senses. What are the five senses? Vision, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. These are the five senses that a good writer will use when describing a setting. Let's look at one example of setting where an author used the five senses. So which one is better? I will read two descriptions for you and you will choose the best one. In the first one, the author didn't use the five senses. The castle was beside the water. The setting here is the castle. Now let's look at the second definition, the second description. The waves crashed loudly against the shoreline. The fog lifted lightly and the medieval castle came into view. So here is also the setting here also is the castle, but the author used the five senses here to create the setting. Now we are going to create setting. I already created the setting for my classroom. So let's read Ms. Macedo's classroom setting. My classroom is one of my favorite places. It is a big and bright room full of students' work. The windows are huge and I can see outside. There are Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, and many other books on the shelves. The students are learning, playing, and writing poetry. I really love my classroom. So this is how I created setting for my classroom. Now it is your turn to create your own setting. So this is what you're going to do. You are going to pause this video, get a notebook or a piece of paper, and you are going to create setting by describing or drawing your classroom, your room, or your living room. You can either write or you can just draw. And if you want, you can describe this image and you will be creating setting. So you're going to pause this video now and take 5 minutes to either draw or just write a paragraph describing your classroom, your room, or your living room. Okay, pause the video. Okay, now we are back and you are going to do this activity. Choose the correct answer. Now we are going to pause the video and I'm going to read the answers for you and you are going to choose one. Choose the correct answer. Setting is A, the people in the story, B, when and where a story takes place, and C, the conflict in the story. You can pause the video now and choose the correct answer. You can either point to the correct answer or write down the correct answer in your notebook or in a piece of paper, or you can show to someone next to you. And the last one, the last activity you are going to do, you are going to choose one of the images in these slides and create setting by describing the image in details. So you can choose this image, the first one, or you can choose this image here. And you are going to create setting by describing details, everything that is in this image. Okay, you can pause the video, get a notebook or a piece of paper and do the work, okay? And maybe you don't want to write down, then you can just draw another setting, okay? So in today's lesson, we learned about setting. And what is setting? Setting is when and where a story takes place. Thanks for watching the video. Bye-bye.